It's been a while since I have posted to this channel. This is not my main channel. My main channel is all about like tech and fitness and how tech can actually help you improve your health and fitness. And I would say that is like 90% of the reason I haven't posted to this channel in the last 5 months. I'd say the remaining 10% is honestly just kind of going through a creative rut. I don't know if you've ever heard of the camera called the Hasselblad X-Pan or the twin sister to that camera that Fuji made, the Fuji TX1, but essentially they shot panoramic film. And it's just a really cool look. And I remember first seeing GX Ace do it quite a bit, and I was like, man, that like widescreen look is just so cool because it reminds me of movies. I'm a huge movie buff, and that extra wide aspect ratio with the black bars just always feels like a movie to me. A couple of months ago, I stumbled upon a 3:1 ratio, which essentially did the same thing. It gave me the very super wide aspect ratio, and when I saw that, I was immediately like, let's go shoot. I really like this because it is, you know, it's not gear dependent. I'm sure that there are cameras out there that aren't gonna shoot in this aspect ratio. And there's ways to get around it. Maybe you put like some gaff tape over your screen to create that for you so you can see it, because even though you might be able to create that same aspect ratio in post, it's not the same thing as seeing it in real time. It's that change of perspective that gets your brain working a different way than if you were just shooting a regular 4:3 or 3:2. So there are cameras out there that can do this. Obviously, the X-Pan, the TX1, those are film. Digital, the Hasselblad X1D, the X1D Mark II. I don't know if the X2D can do it. I know that originally it couldn't, but I can't remember if they updated that camera. The Leica SL line, SL, SL2S, SL2, and the SL3 can all do the 3:1 ratio. And then I think quite a few of the Panasonic Lumix cameras can do that. So if you've got an S5, S5 Mark II, S5 Mark II X, and then the new S9, they can all do a crop like that. And then the Fujis, the GFXs, can also do the X-Pan type of crop. So that's cool. I'm gonna share with you after we're done shooting, because I'm gonna go out and shoot it and then show you what I come up with. I'm gonna take you through kind of like how I edit my photos. And I have not had any experience with those other cameras in the X-Pan mode, but the SL2S and the SL3 allow me to do some editing on that crop mode. That's pretty cool. It's hard for me to convey in words because I'm horrible with words. What I mean, I'm just gonna have to show you. All right, so let's go shoot. We are at Tanner Park. Tanner Park is an awesome park because it's just a massive dog park, like massive dog park. And Henry can be off leash, but he's already pooping, so excuse me for a second. Good times. Oh, that smells really bad. I shouldn't have done that. So yeah, aspect ratios. What's the deal? Honestly, it's nothing more than it just kind of changes your perspective of what you're looking at. And so you tend to think differently with a change of perspective. Obviously, don't overthink it. Right? It's just fun, but we're here and we're gonna take some photos. I actually found one that will look great in this 3:1 ratio. And then, yeah, I just hope you enjoy the photos. Hey buddy, what do you think of these flowers? They're really pretty, huh? Yeah, look at those. They're really pretty. Are you already done?
Mine is coming.
You don't want more? No? Okay, come on, let's go.
sometimes you have days where you're just like in a freaking creative slump and nothing's going right and you just want to go out and shoot, but nothing looks good. Maybe start with that. Start with, you know, nothing gear related. Just start with a different composition, a forced composition, and that might do it. That might, you know, bump you out of that little rut. So I'm wondering if there's anything there, and there might be a shot. That might be a nice little shot. This is a spot where Henry can get a drink, but it's also a fun spot to get a portrait. Can you get portraits of dogs? I don't know, I feel like you can. So we're gonna try. That's why we have treats. Henry, come. Good boy, okay, sit. Stay right there for this shot, okay? Oh, yeah, he did it. He's laying down. He just rolled around in the dirt for no reason at all. Okay, go get your zoomies out. Zoomies. Here we go. Zoomies. Here it comes. Zoomies, go fast. Kind of shot everything I wanted to shoot. He's a mess, so I have to take him actually for a bath now. Thought I was gonna be able to do it at home, but I'm gonna have to take him to a dog bath. Oh, Cornell, you're fine. You're fine. How are you feeling? Are you upset right now? But you get a treat after. Hey, you get a treat. Are you excited for the treat?
All right, we are back in the studio. I've got my photos in Lightroom. I'm just using Lightroom Mobile. I'm not cool enough to use the desktop version or Capture One or anything like that. But so here's why I like how at least Leica tackles the X-Pan crop ratio, the 3:1. And another company might do this exactly the same. Like Hasselblad might do it exactly the same. Fuji might do it the same. Panasonic might do it the same. If they do, please let me know. I just don't have any hands-on experience. So I'm just gonna share with you why I like this integration. So what's cool about this is like I can move the crop if I want to. Let's see. So I can either change the angle or I can move the crop up and down, which is pretty slick, and reframe it if I need to. Had I just shot and went with that JPEG and didn't go with the RAW, I wouldn't be able to make any of these adjustments afterwards because you're kind of baking in that exact, you know, composition. So I like that I can reframe all of this, which is pretty sweet. The first thing I'm gonna do is obviously expose it. The SL2S has really great dynamic range as long as you preserve your highlights. So I underexpose by quite a bit. I even shoot it at like -1 or -2/3 EV. We're just gonna add some contrast. Now here's something weird about me. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just moving sliders around until I think it looks good. But the weird part about me is because I'm so OCD, I don't like random numbers. So I'm either on evens or multiples that give me evens. So I wouldn't ever scroll the contrast to 13. I would do it to 15, even though it makes no difference. In my brain, I'm like, that's a better number. It ends with 5, which goes into 10, and that's an even number. 3s, 7s, 2s, 8s, 9s, none of that shit. So we're gonna boost the highlights a little bit, bring down the blacks, whites for sure. We're gonna probably mask Henry too, just to bring him out of this a little bit more. So we're gonna raise his exposure to 30, not 27. That would be freaking weird. I don't need to do anything on that. We're gonna raise the whites by 10, bring the blacks back down. So we're good there. Now I move on to color, and I'm going to warm it up just a bit. And what happens if I go greener? I don't like that. because I want to see the brown in his fur. And if I take it too green, he just becomes green and the brown doesn't look as good. Plus the brown of the fence, I think, is kind of important there. I think it's perfect as far as vibrance and saturation, so I don't change anything. And then for me, again, I really like the grainy kind of filmic look. You might think it doesn't look like film at all, and that's totally fine, but this is just my personal taste. So kind of my go-to is I just take texture to 10, clarity to 15. This lens wide open vignettes, but I'm gonna add more to it anyway. We're gonna go all the way to a 25. And then on grain, my go-to is 40 on the grain, size 35, and roughness to 60. Don't you dare put that at 59. And that's it. That's it. I mean, like, I like it. If I flip it around to the side, I can see it, and I really dig that. Maybe you can see why I really dig it too. You know, but I did shoot this in black and white, so that actually looks pretty good. But the color one, David Manning would be happy to hear me say this, because I shoot 90% of what I shoot goes black and white. Very little of it goes color. This one I think looks better in color. That is my editing process. But that is also kind of why I like the Leica. I'm not sure if those other brands do it. I love that even though I took a RAW, it still gives me the frame lines, and I can adjust those frame lines and the composition after the fact. I really enjoy that. I'm not sure if the other brands do. If they do, let me know. The 1:1 aspect ratio I used a lot when I was in Bo-Cap, South Africa, because they had all these brightly colored doors, and I thought it made for a really cool 9:9 sequence of 1:1s to make a big 1:1, if that made any sense. But I really enjoyed that because it was great for symmetry. If you want to see more videos like this, I'm not going to do a ton of gear reviews. I really just want to share how to have more fun shooting and how to get better at shooting. So, and it's free. Right? Like there's no obligation required. You can cancel at any time. That's it, guys. I'm rambling. I'll catch you later. Peace.